Right, welcome back to another video. This is the sister video, as it were, to what we did earlier. So your one should come out before, and this one should come out after. But profile reviews is what we're going here, and obviously Brandon's back to join me, so that there's someone back and forthing, because it'd be kind of boring with me scrolling through and just droning on to myself about these games. You can kind of pick out specific questions. So thank you for joining me again.
Dude, always happy to be here. Thank you for joining my channel 745,000 times. I felt it was only fair to repay the favor for a couple videos here.
Yeah. So, unlike you, obviously I'm based in basically one ecosystem. Technically, we could go and look, but I don't have a PlayStation anymore. It'd be kind of pointless. But I do have a PlayStation account where I did beat some games. There only probably like 10 games, so there would be no point in looking at that. So, I don't use PSN profiles, I use True Achievements. So, you can see it's a lot more different in the way it presents information. There are a ton of different things on here that you probably have no idea what any of it means. We're starting off here with this is just the main profile. So when you click on somebody's name, this is what will pop up, where it's like a social feed showing you what you've done and kind of like your cabinet thing. These are like the rarest things. But just before we started the recording, you asked, "Is this my gamer score?"
Yeah.
So yes and no, technically. So over here you can see that's what I'm at the moment. That's what it presents on Xbox. And when they created the True Achievements site, they, I believe, like the creator's philosophy was he loves achievements, but it's a flawed system because no achievement is created like equally, basically. Because the way he looked at it was you have a bunch of these things where it says like beat the game without dying for 5G, five gamer
Yeah.
score, and then you have some where it's like beat the game and it gives you 50. So the true achievement is score, is what that is based on rarity. So,
Okay.
for instance, a perfect way of segueing into that, these are my top 10 games, and that's basing it off of rarity because obviously Ring of Pain doesn't have 10,000 gamer score. But if you were basing it on the difficulty of the game, that would equate to 10,000 gamer score from 1,555G because it's
Right.
such a difficult game.
So yeah, this is kind of a way of eliminating the press the button to get 1000 G, press the button to get a platinum trophy.
Yep, because then you end up with because I've got some of them. This is one of them. It's not. I didn't play it because of that. I enjoyed it because of what it was, but it's one of them things where it's designed with that in mind. Kind of like the game that I'm blanking on
Yeah,
whatever the game you were talking about.
liars, something, yeah.
So this is a fun game. It's a strategy-esque game, but they've built it with so you see 1,000 G, and then the true achievement is 1,034. So the closer it
Ah,
is to the G is how easy it is to unlock. So because that's
got it.
1,034, you see 13,000, 93% of people get the 100% on that DLC pack. It takes zero point 0.5 hours. So
Ah, okay. Got you. But you don't really like you don't dive into the games where it's like press the button and get
nope,
a thought.
because
Yeah.
that would be much closer in numbers then. If I did that and that was
Right.
my main gamer score was crappy 100%, then it would probably be sitting around like 500,000. But
Okay.
there's a big difference.
Because every time I
So
see you playing a game, you're always playing like pretty intensive shit. Like it's stuff that takes time and commitment and
and
I
way
guess
too much.
that is the one thing that kind of bums me out about this. Yeah. That's the one thing that kind of bums me out about the entire system is it's like I feel like you should somewhat be rewarding real games, you know? But then
Yep.
it's like, well, what is a real game? But I would say jumping, whatever, and like I don't know, press X to get a platinum. That's not really a game to me, but it is what it is.
But
But
yeah,
then you can make the
that's
argument that Telltale isn't real games, so
exactly, and that's where it becomes sticky, and that's why they end up making that true achievement score because it eliminates. when you base it completely on like difficulty and stuff, then that kind of does that. But you have all these different things. So I'm in the top 10,000 of people in the site
Damn.
out of a million. So fairly up there. Your overall percentage, I think it was 25, right?
Yeah, if I'm at 25, you're at
So I'm
37.
almost at 38, clawing my way up there, working my
You said
way.
you wanted to get to like what, 40?
I would if I can, for
Yeah.
sure. But when you hover over this, it tells you how many you need. So for me to get that next full percent, I need 338 achievements of games that I've already started. So every time I start a new game, this percentage will go down
Mm,
because it's adding new stuff to it. So
right.
for me to claw up, I need to also, while I'm playing new stuff, also go back to backlog games and constantly make progress. So it is
That
rough.
makes sense.
I don't know what that is. So we'll skip that. Um, and that 126, that's the amount of 100% I have.
Oh, damn. Damn, 126. That's
So,
stacked.
yep. And that in that, so for also to Richard, that's including DLC.
Mm.
So when you're talking like, you know, when you're looking at Far Cry 6
Oh,
on
wow.
PlayStation, you could get a platinum, but that wouldn't count towards 100%, whereas this, that's all DLC as well.
Okay.
And I've been a member for 9 years.
Damn,
And always,
I thought the yellow logo was Snapchat. I thought the blue one was Twitter. I thought the red. I'm so far off of what all of this meant. Now I'm
yeah,
starting to
it's
understand.
tons of different things. Are friends. I don't know
Yeah.
what that is. Oh, I forgot I did this. I wrote a review for a game back in 2023 on the site. 6 people liked it. I got no
That's
dislikes.
crazy. I was
Yeah.
actually thinking about buying that game. That's it's the RPG, right?
Yeah. I didn't go into like tons of detail. It's the first time I'd ever wrote a review. I was just giving a basic rundown, but no, 6 people liked it.
Would you give it
So
a 4 out of 10 or a 4 out of 5?
yeah, four out
4
of
out of 10.
five.
4 out of 5. Okay, well
Yeah,
that's not bad.
I liked it. It's definitely flawed. I don't think 100% it. No, I
You played
got
it for 15
35%.
hours.
Yeah, enjoyed it. Finished it, but
Nice.
we will get to that. And then what do we get to? So I don't really post when they like quickly drag my feet. They obviously post like tons of news articles. People you can comment on. Don't really end up doing that myself.
Yeah.
It's very negative, as you can expect. A lot of stuff that people come out with, so just don't bother interacting with that.
Dude, I miss
But
doing the damn podcast. I was like looking at those news stories. I'm like, ooh, there's so much stuff there to talk about.
but yeah, this is just so it posts everything that you do on a day. You don't do this yourself. It automatically scans it each day, and then it'll be like, you
Mm,
completed the story, you created this milestone, you got this many achievements and stuff. You started this game. So I like that. It's cool.
yeah, makes sense.
So as I said, those are the top 10 most difficult games in air quotes that I've done. So these are all 100% mostly, unless they're big juggernauts, like I said with the Mass Effect when we was talking about your list. Or they bundled
Right.
it. So in this, they bundled them in all together. Oh, it's not even 3,000 G, it's 2,915 for some
What the hell?
strange figure. But I've almost 100% it,
You got 100
85%.
150 hours into it?
Yeah,
That's so cool. You've played through, I'm assuming, 1, 2, and 3 in
I
the
did all of
bundle?
them on Insanity.
Yeah.
The
See, this
only
is
the only ones I haven't won are a bunch of Mass Effect 1 achievements.
for specific abilities and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's
Yeah.
the only ones that I've got to go back and do.
You
And then
know,
the romance.
I'm somewhat split on that. Like, I kind of like the ability specific ones because it forces you to engage with the different play styles that are available for the game. But at the same time, it's like, damn, dude, I just played this thing 70 hours and now I got to go back and create a character a different way and use a different play style and upgrade a different path. And
But and this is cool. I like this as well. So you have series.
Oh,
where they
cool.
keep and you can look at it. So like every Warhammer game that's ever released,
I know that's going to be up there for you.
and so you have a total of 36,000 gamer score. So I've 21%ed everything combined that's ever released for Warhammer. So some of them 100%, some of them haven't started. The annoying thing though is because it's Xbox and Windows stuff, they bundle in the Windows
Ah, so
achievements.
I got
So
you.
it dilutes it a little bit. But yeah, there's tons of this stuff. It shows, it breaks down. This is going to be a little bit inaccurate. And thankfully, we're doing it in bits so I can go back and change things. For some reason, I don't know why I did it. I ended up switching a lot of the games saying that I had beaten them. I was playing them on Series X. And I kind of regret that. I need to go back because it's like you weren't, when you rolled the credits on that, you weren't on Series X. Just because you now have a Series X, you shouldn't have done that. It was kind of a thing that I regret.
Right.
And I need to go back and fix that and stuff. But yeah. So the longest streak I had was 119 days of constant achievements popping before I went a
Jesus.
day without popping an achievement.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, that seems somewhat doable. But I don't know. Sometimes you'll be in a game where it's like 70 hours and you've already got like the base achievements
Yeah.
and you still got 80 hours left to go
It's,
and there's no achievements popping. Yeah,
and it's why
that's
I
the
pay
difficult.
no mind to this anymore. Because I did do that when
Yeah.
it was at the 119. I was like, oh, yes. And then I reached that point of like, oh, I'm stressing now. There's no point in
Uh,
stressing over something silly like that. But
yeah.
I don't think you interacted with this ever. Because they phased this out by the time you probably would have. Because did you own an Xbox One straight away, or was it
No,
something?
I never owned one.
So this was something they rolled out for the Xbox One, and it was a cool idea, but nobody cared about it. And these were temporary achievements. So these were things like this. So in State of Decay is this. I remember this. State of Decay Year One. Earn 20 skill stars in September to celebrate back to school in 2016. This can never
What?
be unlocked ever again. This is gone. You had 1 month to unlock it, and then they removed it.
Ah, I don't love that.
And I don't. I it was obviously I'm in the same boat as you because I didn't go out of my way to do this. This was just me playing
Yeah.
through State of Decay at the time, and I was like, oh. And
Right.
I was like, why doesn't it have a gamer score? And I looked at it and I was like, ugh, I don't like that.
Yeah, that's weird. Keep it simple, stupid.
This is the type of thing that Xbox. Yeah, you overthink way too much, guys. But yeah, they have a bunch of like cases thing. And the only thing I want to kind of, I'm so proud of this. 100% Ring of Pain, which we'll stumble upon at some point during the list. But this is, what would I have been? We can quickly have a look. I was the 13th person
Oh my
involved,
God, that is
100% it.
so cool.
And this is a
Hell yeah.
brutal, brutal game. This is really damn difficult.
Dude, that is dope. It says it took you 84 to 109 hours
Where's that? So no, that's
right
compiling
there.
everybody. So if you see down here, everybody
Oh,
who's listed there,
oh,
it basically adds
oh,
that all up and then
oh, my
divides
bad,
it.
my bad. Go
So
to
for
yours?
me, it took 127, 24 minutes.
Okay. Yeah.
You have some
Damn, that's
people
so
that
cool.
somehow knocked it out in 70, but you have the thing is
Oh my God.
some of these people. I don't want
59
to
out. Damn.
don't want to throw shade. Some of the people are the type of people that will. I sussed all of this information out myself. That's why it took me so long. Everybody that's done this in 100, 200 hours, that's all people of like, we're learning the game ourselves. There is no way you compiled that information in 60 hours. I don't care who you are. That's kind of the thing of like,
Right.
it's either a fresh account or you've gone and like used the guide for the whole thing, which
Right,
I think
right.
kind of defeats.
I kind of agree, dude. I'm not like, certain games, sure, whatever, but
For
like Balatro,
replays,
for instance,
I don't mind
yeah.
it for stuff. If I've missed out on it and it's so like a good example would be Borderlands 3. There was a bunch of stuff that I had to do when I finished the game and I went back to target the 100%. There were certain things where I'm not going to sit there for like 30 hours trying to work out what some of this miscellaneous stuff was.
Well, and it's also like certain games figuring the game out is the whole point of the game.
Hmm.
That's what I felt with Balatro, where it was like, yeah, I could start researching and studying this and probably finish a run in 30 minutes, but like I want to do it myself. Like I want to research and study it in the game and not go outside of the game and have someone just tell me the correct things to play. Like I want to do it on my own. Um, but then you have other games like you said, Borderlands or Far Cry or whatever, where it's like, sure, just throw a guide on. It's not figuring it out really isn't the point at all.
Yep. And just to quickly dive into this as well. So whenever you have like a game that you've done, it has a really cool thing where you're able to like say how you played it, say how you own it, say how you own it, like in a format, and then what you're doing with it.
Right.
And I don't know, it's just the inner person in me, like, I just love statistics and stuff. So, like, giving me all of the statistics, like, I love, like, just flicking through stuff.
Yeah, that's dope.
Um, so, let's refresh that because I gave it a rating. There we go. So, we are going to, did you say 2020?
Yeah, I mean,
Or
or
did you want to cut
know,
mine,
it
like,
we can kind of just figure it out based on time or so. Like we'll go for no hour and 30 minutes, something like that. See how
can
long,
you,
see where
can you, like,
we're at, and
remind
then
me when it
if
hits?
we're too long, then we'll just
Can you remind me when it hits 1 hour
yeah,
30?
yeah. I got you. Right
Because
now it's 4:17. We'll go to yeah. I got you.
I don't have the thing tracking it. I don't know how you
I'll
get
put a
that to
timer
play.
on.
So, yep, playing through Enchanted Arms at the moment. It's the thing I'm currently working through. It's going to be one that I 100% working my way through it. Um, Football Manager, you've really opened up a can of worms with this, with the whole getting the laptop thing because they have a Windows version of it,
Me.
and as you can see, I'm already 22 hours deep in that thing.
Oh, that is so funny. So, I mean, you've put thousands of hours into Football Manager over the course of time,
Yep. We can have a look.
wouldn't you say?
We can have a look. This is the series as a whole.
Because they put them out annually, right? Oh, okay, there we go. I love
Eight
that they have
hundred,
that
811 hours.
for all of them
And they've
combined.
only been supporting it since 2021. 2021
Wow.
and 100% that. 2022, 100% that. 2023, 100% that. 2024, 100% that.
So that's just your kind of I want to turn my brain off, chill sort of game.
Um, yeah, because you know when you know it like the back of your hand,
Right.
it's I'm not thinking when I'm playing for it. When if you was to watch me play it having no information on it, you're like, how are you flicking through all of these? You're doing team talks, you're doing like squad registration, you're doing all this, and it's just spreadsheet. And you're like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? But to me, it's just second nature. It's just
Yeah.
it's just a flow. And it's so addictive being a fan of football and a fan of strategy games is a match
Yeah.
made in heaven.
They used to have it for NFL. They had like a game called Head Coach where you could do all that, and I guess it didn't sell well enough, but I loved that idea, and I love those games.
Yep. And then,
What did you get on Disco?
so
Where's that at?
Disco, it was 6 achievements out of 40.
Jesus, man.
Um, Took me 31 hours. That's not for that playthrough. That's also what you need to keep in mind. This, whenever it's a compiled amount of time, it compiles every single save file you've done. So I've started this
Right.
game 3 times before I did my playthrough because I kind of did that CRPG thing of like I got like 5 hours in and I was like, I wonder what would happen if I did stuff differently and
Right.
did that stuff. But I was boring as as fuck as it gives me. Much like you. Kim as well. Can we shout out Kim
Oh
Kitsuragi is
my
such a
God.
dope companion
One of the best
because
ever.
you are just absolute degenerate, but he tolerates you
Yeah.
and he just rolls with it. He's just like, look, man, we got a job to do.
Yeah.
He also has like every now and then, because he's very like, all right, do your job, do your job. And then he comes a little bit out of his shell every now and then. I don't know if he was able to prod him out every now
Yeah.
and then. And it's just like, I love it. Like
Well,
getting him to shoot the corpse. You convince
yeah.
him and he misses. And then you're like, oh, pass me the gun. And he's like, I don't know about that. And then like I failed the roll, so I ended up puncturing the corpse in the chest. And he's like, all right, enough of that.
Dude, that game, it's got so many unique moments like that.
Yeah, it's so good. And it's one of the things, because when I was talking about it on the Discord, it's so weird because when I'm starting CRPGs, I want to like branch out and see the intros and see how they pan out. Once I'm locked in, that becomes my headcanon. I'm never gonna 100% Disco Elysium, no matter how
Right.
much I love it, because that to me, what happened in that story,
That's your story.
that's my story. And I have and it's the same thing with like Telltale games. Is why I'll never 100% The Wolf Among Us because it requires you to do every opposite decision. And I'm
Right.
never going to do that because I didn't choose that. That's not my
Not
choice.
the decisions you made. Yeah, I dig that.
So all of these things, I'm not a superstar. So that is my Disco Elysium. Such a dope game.
Kinnitsu.
Kimitsu, and like you with kind of things being so reliant on technology for these kind of things, it can kind of like screw up. Because I've definitely played more than 2 hours of Kimitsu.
Ah, yeah.
Kind of that thing where I don't think it's tracked properly. But
Yeah.
I've purged a bunch of villages. I love it, and I will finish it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got way too many trophies to have only played for 3 hours, or too many achievements to only played for 3 hours.
Yep. But that's one I love. Because you're telling me I played more Stalker 2 than Kimitsu? No way.
Right, yeah. Outer Worlds, almost 30 hours on Outer Worlds.
Yep. And that's the Spacer's Choice Edition. So this is like kind of like the control thing. This is a repeat. This was a complete brand new list.
Same.
And what I actually did,
I said Obsidian
I
was my favorite developer in that last video or the second to last video we did. And now I'm thinking back to, I was like, I don't know, that might not have been the correct phrasing because I really only like the Outer Worlds and Alpha Protocol like so much. But I guess just when I think of this generation, I feel like they're the top developer that I look forward to seeing this generation because they're so active. But oh well, can't change my words now.
so I technically beat it because when we were talking about we were playing for it at the same time, weren't we? Right.
Yeah.
So I actually did the hardest difficulty Supernova. I sped run that.
Oh.
I beat the game in 2 hours.
Oh, that's right, because you said you did the lock picking and the
Yeah, did a
charm or
bunch.
whatever.
Yeah, you put persuade. No, it's a lie. You put lie and lock picking, and that's all you need.
Got
You
you.
just lie your way through the the final area to get into it because that grants you a disguise, and then you just need lock picking because it's when you get to the first was it groundbreaker is what it's called. You don't have to do her quest. You can just pick lock her safe and just leave.
I got you.
So, but I haven't beat it legit on this version. I did beat it legit on the first version, but still in the process of playing it.
See, Unicorn 40 hours. Big dog. Oh, you 100% of that one. Okay,
Ooh.
now I'm seeing the
Yep.
green ones are
Yeah. So when
100%.
it's highlighted like that, that's 100%.
Got it.
I guess we'll quickly. So there was. It's a fairly easy list, 100%. It's just the thing that's annoying is the treasure maps. Because it's one of them things where it gives you like a very small portion and be like, find this in the open world. And it's just like, ugh. That's the only thing that ruined that list for me.
Yeah. Let's
Need to get
see
back to
what you
Hi-Fi
got.
Rush.
5 hours, 6 hours into Hi-Fi, 30 hours into Path of Exile. Are you gonna play Path of Exile too?
I will. This is the thing. We were playing, me and a friend were playing through this co-op, and it's kind of that thing of where I kind of teeter off and get distracted.
Hmm.
And I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna go play some Hi-Fi Rush. And then some Unicorn Overlord and stuff. So he actually went, I don't think he finished it himself, but he's probably put like 90 hours in. Like he's 50 hours ahead of me.
Sheesh. You fall off
Um,
the Thermatouche?
I didn't fall off of it. I just didn't, I've not pulled the trigger on like playing it yet. I
Okay.
enjoyed what I played of it. Like it's incredible. It's like a mixture between Disco Elysium and Persona in many
Probably gonna
ways.
go back to that one.
Yeah, a definite go back to.
Is that EA Sports WRC? Is that any good?
So EA are a weird one. They've kind of scooped up a bunch of the sports titles, and then they kind of have like a very similar DNA with the stuff. I would say definitely play F1 if you want like a better story mode. This
Okay.
doesn't have much story. It has a career mode that you're doing, but there's no like it's just a weekly calendar. So they give you choices to do. And it's not a bad rally game. Like I gave it four out of five. Played it for like four hours.
Okay. So that's what that is. It allows you to go in there and okay, cool. That's sick.
Um, yeah, because that's true achievement score here. That's gamer score. That's how many achievements. That's the ratio, star rating,
And that's
time
your
played.
score. Wow, that's really fun. That's really cool, dude.
That's why I
Um,
said I really gel with true achievements. There's so much like statistics and like playing now owned and stuff like that. Don't know what this means. Not
Driver San
statistics.
Francisco. Do you get out of your car and drive for San Francisco at
Mm,
all?
no.
Okay, I was because I said
Kind
earlier,
of, but no. Not on foot. No.
I remember saying something earlier about I've played every GTA clone. I was like, I don't know if I played Driver San Francisco, but I
No,
guess I
that
wouldn't
wouldn't be.
necessarily.
This is
Okay,
definitely like a very centric racing game. Because I know the old drivers you could get out on foot. You can't
a
get out
little
on foot
bit.
in this. It's
Yeah.
slightly different.
65 hours into Metaphor, 186 into Crusader Kings 3, 5 stars on the both of them. Poof, 220. Good Lord.
And I'm not
220
even
hours into
done.
Valhalla.
I'm not even done.
What do they do, man? Why do they do that?
Because you so much like when I was showing you on the PSN profiles, this is the base list.
That's
So that's
so
all I got to
crazy.
do on the base list. And then they had DLC, 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 DLC.
Golly, man. Gee
And these aren't
willikers.
short things either. Even these ones where it's like a DLC update, whatever you want to brand it, it takes you 3 hours for just one achievement. Like,
That is so insane.
yeah, that's the end of page one. And so that's December.
Of 2024.
Yeah. Um, I
Oh,
need to
Mortal
get back
Kombat
to
versus
where's that? Oh,
Mortal Kombat
versus
versus DC. Did you finish the story or something on that?
yep.
Was it
So when
decent?
it so I try to brand it when I'm done with it. Sometimes I will forget, so you can look over there. So that's the play
Okay.
status there. So I'm
Oh,
done
okay,
with it,
yeah.
meaning I've finished it. I did roll credits, I believe. Yep, completed the DC story and completed the Mortal Kombat story.
Oh, dude. Were they any good?
I
Not
rated it
really.
2.5 star. I didn't really care for it. I do enjoy the Mortal Kombat things for just being dumb. I felt like it was kind of a half-assed thing because it's literally just a copy and paste. It's not like they go out of their way to make a different story for each side. You
Okay.
get to the same end thing and it gives you the same basic cutscene, but it just character swaps who's the final villain. And it's just like,
Oh,
man, this is lazy as shit.
that's disappointing. Let's
31
see.
minutes in Unknown 9
Unknown
Awakening.
nine. Yeah. It's just it's That in the opening is so lackluster, man. It gets a little bit better, but it's yeah, it just doesn't really it it, it did not stick the landing. Not a great game at all.
Nope.
Death
Um,
Stranding, 10 hours,
yeah, and it's
13
something I'll get
hours.
back to. I enjoyed what I played of it.
We got a green. We got a couple greens. Grim Idol.
Yeah, that's just an idle game. That's something that I've put my hands up to and completely will just own up to. Like idle clicker games, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I like statistics. Just watching a number grow,
Yeah.
they just get me, man.
Dude, I'm bad
So,
about that in games with like any sort of economy where it's like you got money. I just won't spend it. I just like seeing the money stack
hmm
up. It's awful.
so that neither of them are impressive. I won't pat myself on the back for that.
Eh, 86 hours in Veilguard.
Yep, and I'm really sad because I'm missing. I don't know what I'm missing. Let's have a quick dip in there. What didn't I do?
I love that they call it wins. One, not one.
So I didn't beat all the dragons apparently. Didn't test for full damage.
Huh.
So two. So that means collectible, I believe, when it's a magnifying glass. So two collectibles and then two miscellaneous.
Tested for fall damage and survived in the lighthouse. I don't even know what that is. I don't know what you would even do. But oh, okay, well, damn, yeah, bring you right to it.
You have to jump from a specific spot.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I would have never even thought
Thought of
about
doing.
that.
Well, neither of us did apparently.
Oh shit, we got another green Brotato,
Yep.
42 hours.
Have you played
That's a
Brotato?
real one. I haven't.
It's. I don't know if you'll end up enjoying it. It is just the easiest way would just be quickly looking at the list. They're all just characters. And it's a roguelike where you're basically in an arena for a minute and there's 20 waves and you're just trying to build up. There's tons and tons of weapons and they have synergies and stuff and you're just trying to beat the run with each character.
I'd probably dig that.
And it's a ton of fun. Ton of fun. You have so many some of the characters are kind of crap, but you have different like difficulties, danger 5 being the highest. A few miscellaneous, but like most of that list is beating it with each character.
Sweet, dude. Let's
Alan
see. What
Wake
was
2, I want to go back to at some
Yeah.
point. I got so
You
12
finished the
achievements
story,
in.
right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. I don't know how many, I won't open it up because there's probably story related stuff that I don't want to spoil for people, but
Oh damn.
very close to the 100%.
You put a lot of time into Wreckfest. 9 hours. I haven't played that. Is
Yeah.
that solid?
No.
No,
Not
damn.
really. It's just that kind of thing where I always have like a racing game that I'm grinding
Hmm.
and just working for each of the championships. It's got a good destruction system of the cars and stuff, but the actual career mode's crap. If
It's
I was
nice to
to,
have like either a racing game, a sports game, a fighting game, something kind of in the rotation at all times.
yep, and that's what I try and aim for. So there you go. That can answer the question. Whenever we've talked about it, 11
Oh yeah,
hours
you played a lot
to
of it.
Banishes, but only got
20
free achievements.
26 hours of Diablo, 30 hours of Halo, 21 hours of Space Marine 2.
Yep,
Let's see.
216
Balloons.
balloons.
Balloons for loan. Yeah. I know
Yeah,
that's one of the big ones.
was trying to get the 100%. It's really difficult. Some of these, some of them are just like that, where it's absurdly grindy. But
Right.
I can do the chimps. It's just where is it? That one's kind of difficult.
Ah,
I think that's basically the only one that's keeping me from getting it. Or is there? Where's the other thing that's keeping me from getting it? No, I think that's the only one. Yeah, because it's an expert map. Okay, yeah. And it's specific. It's kind of the thing where there's only like two ways of doing it. You have to watch a video. If you're trying to do it on your own, you're never going to figure that out.
ah,
So
such a
it's
bummer.
and it's the type of thing where you need to make sure you're getting it exactly at the right time when you're doing each action. Otherwise, you just get overrun.
I feel like they could have did something really cool with that DC universe online.
Um, yeah, almost 100% of it.
Oh, damn, yeah.
Not from actually playing. They give you level up packs every like 6 months. So I'll just happily jump in and like get a free 100G. Thank you very
Oh,
much.
God.
But I did play it legit on the PS3 actually back in the
Oh,
day.
wow.
Um
Well, it says you got 5 hours in it.
yeah, I played a little bit of like I played it a little bit like when it first launched
Ah,
properly and then was like I'm not sitting here and playing this much longer. It was kind of
yeah.
like a trip down memory lane because I put like 70 hours into it on like PS3.
Oh, well, you earned that achievement score then.
Um Mirage, another 100%
Nice.
shorter. Don't really
38
care
hours. I
for
mean,
it.
that's 38 hours, not too short. I guess for
For
100%
for
maybe.
for a new Assassin's Creed game, it definitely is.
Right, right.
Oh, I spoke.
130 hours.
Yep.
Lords of the Fallen.
And this is one where the actual base 100% wasn't that bad. It was yeah, okay, so it does separate it. The base 100% wasn't that bad. It was actually the DLCs that were rough because they
Hmm.
added modify the Master of Fates. This is the thing where I was talking about where is it? So I ended up just getting all these, as you can see, at the same time. 1959, 1959, 1959. I just stacked all of the modifiers. So no healing, no checkpoints. If I die, it's starting the character over again.
Yeah.
Just did everything. So
Yeah.
don't tell me I
That's
don't play difficult games just because I bump that shit on easy sometimes. I wanna break, man. I earn that shit.
absolutely. Outlaws 16 hours. I see you, Loon. You playing the real game of the year 2024.
I do want to go back to it and give it a go. I was
Yeah.
enjoying parts of it. It was starting to get a little bit intriguing by the time I turned it off. It's just kind of a thing where once you it falls off of like your current rotation, other stuff end up taking its place, and it's going to be a thing where I have to go back and
That's all
seriously
of us.
seriously cut it out some own time. I want to shout out Meta Anomalies. Have you ever heard of this?
Yeah, that's the JRPG like 2D. Yeah, that looks really cool.
Kind of like Persona-esque on a budget,
Yeah.
and it was actually really fun. I want to get back to it. I was enjoying it as like a cyberpunk setting. Really
Yep.
cool.
And you play as a chick?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Vampire Survivors, dude, 64 hours.
Yep. 220 achievements. They constantly update that game, and I constantly go back.
That seems like a great one to just pop back into,
Yep.
though.
The gift that keeps on giving is what people brand it in the community. Need to go
Oh
back to
yeah.
this. Didn't finish it,
You
sadly.
stacked up some pretty consistent 100% right there. Telltale, Tiny Tina, Arise,
Do you know the even
King
funnier
Kong.
part?
Huh.
So this right here, these three, that was when I had like COVID last year.
Well, that makes sense.
I was like barely, I was getting motion sickness from King Kong, trying to like push for it because it
First
was the
person.
thing where I said, I posted it on the Discord and I was like, I want to set out and I put a picture up and it was, I think, 10 games. I was like, I'm going to 100% all these 10 games in this month. And obviously I didn't get to 10, but I
You
did,
knocked a lot off.
did a lot of them.
Dude, I got motion sickness playing a game the other day for the first time in my life. It's crazy. I don't even remember what it was.
Um, it's something that doesn't usually happen to me. The only time it happened when I wasn't ill was Bulletstorm, the
Hmm.
remaster. I had about four separate like episodes of like being it wasn't even just like a little bit of motion sickness. It was as if someone put my head in a vice.
Right.
I was like, what is going on? I've never experienced this. This is horrible. I don't
Mine
know if
was
it's because of like
really
the field of view or what, but it was grueling.
mine was really light, but it was while I was playing something first person recently where I was like, oh, whoa, felt kind of queasy.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Let's see, a lot of 360 stack in here.
Yeah, I need to go back and because I forgot to do the. I won't do it now, obviously, but branding them as backwards compatible because that was a new feature. They didn't always have that. Needs
Did you
its
not
own thing. Come on, man. Sorry, go
did you did you not vibe with Guardians of the Galaxy too much?
on. It's one of them things that fell off. I was enjoying it. I got
Yeah.
to the police area, like the space prison thing, and that's
Yeah.
about where I stopped playing. But I was enjoying the story. It's very well done.
Yeah, I think you would like
It's
that one. It's the Deus Ex people.
yeah, it's very self-sabotage with it unfortunately coming out after Avengers.
Yep, totally.
They kind of didn't help themselves out though. Grid 32 hours did all the story mode on that.
So good.
And
So,
just
so
to
good.
quickly jump into it, it has one of the worst, yep, one of the worst created achievements ever.
Drive a total distance equal to the circumference of the Earth. Oh my God, dude. What? It's not like it's an open world game either. You're
Nope.
just like driving
Yep.
in tracks the circumference of the Earth. All
Yep.
right, buddy.
It's rough. Didn't gel with that. Boot it up. Wasn't really for me.
Oh, dude, I did not know that you 100%ed Elden Ring.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Never mind. What
Yep.
am I saying? Yeah, never mind.
I'll quickly jump into it. So my first playthrough, I did the only things I was missing was the two endings. Because it has three endings of the game. I did everything from Age of Stars and below. So I got all of the spells, all of the weapons and stuff. And it was just going through and playing it. But I knew it was going to get a DLC at some point.
Right.
So the thing that I self-sabotaged myself with in Dark Souls 1 was the fact that I went and did all of the endings previously. So when they did a DLC finally, it's doing it on New Game Plus, like free difficulty for these like quicker, tougher bosses, and they just kicked my ass.
Mm,
So you can see the gap between 2022 was the last achievement, and then 2024. So I waited
that makes
until
sense.
Erdtree came out. I conquered Erdtree, and then went and did both of them endings.
That makes sense.
It took me 300 hours.
Yeah,
And this is one of the things they say 80 to 100 because people hate that people do it, but it is what it is, enjoy games the way you want to enjoy them. But there was like a save scum kind of thing. You was able to upload your save to the cloud and then delete your local and then do a different ending in that same character. And that's why that is so low.
that makes sense.
It's
Okay.
just like, ugh.
Vertigo.
Yeah, I didn't really gel with it.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
damn. Midnight Suns. Yep, you ain't lying. 65 hours in that
I'm
bad
really
boy.
not lying. I hit like can't remember who it was that I last unlocked. Wolverine maybe would have been the last one, and then I was just like, man, I'm content,
Yeah.
and just kept grinding it, and I'll still keep grinding it. That's going to be a game I can safely say I'm probably going to put 500 hours into that game.
That's so sick.
Just love it. What was
Outcast Game of
the
the Year 2024.
yeah one I need to get back to. I enjoyed it.
It's so weird.
It is so weird.
Let's see. Oh, the yep, Stalker. Mm.
You
Oh,
can
there's
kind of
Course.
see. Sorry.
I was
Yeah, of
just
course.
looking at Course, yeah.
It's kind of the thing where like stuff like Shin Megami Tensei and stuff. Like I will put more time into that as time goes on, and like Psychonauts 2. I just get so hooked up on these, RPGs,
Yeah.
and they eat like you can see 126 hours. I'm not even halfway through Wrath of the Righteous. That's not even halfway through the game. Like
Jesus,
I'm
man,
in,
300-hour game.
yep, like because they kept adding DLC and I'm keeping like I wait and then I go and devour bits of the DLC and stuff. And it's never ending. And I love it.
Only you finished Persona 3, right?
Yep.
Only 23 hours. Damn, that makes it almost like that kind of makes me want to try it.
That's a little bit. I will put my hands up and say I did skip parts of dialogue in that because it's very
Oh, okay.
rehashed from. I've already heard it. You're just
Right.
changing the voice actor and stuff. The new stuff I sat and listened through and stuff, but when it was going through some of the more tedious stuff, I was just skipping through the dialogue and stuff.
Well, and
For
that's
some of the
something,
crappy social links, I really don't care. For like the fat kid that eats that you keep shoving down my throat to interact with. Just like I
pun
don't care
intended.
about him.
I that was something that I kind of felt with Metaphor too, where it was like not necessarily the rehashed from a previous game, but just the rehashing of shit you already told me. Like I get it, dude. You don't
Yep.
have to tell me the same thing 10 times in 10 different ways, but um yeah,
Can't say I
if
didn't
them
give it a chance.
I mean, hey, you gave it a 4.5.
Yeah,
I love Starfield, man. Love it,
that was
love it,
back
love
in
it.
2023. Maybe I should. Hmm. I don't know. I liked aspects of it, but it disappoints me in so many ways. I think I'm being very generous with that, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I mean, what would you drop it to? 3.5, 4?
Yeah, 3.5.
Okay. I mean, I think that's fair. 3.5 out of 5, that'd be like what, 75? Something like that. 60,
It's
60,
probably where
70,
I'd land
70.
as well. That fits.
No. Let's see. Metal Gear, 100 hours,
Yep.
MGS5,
So
Juggernaut.
75% of it. I have left. I have left. Oh yeah, that's what I went back and did all the side ops. I need to go back and do. That's all I have left. Is all of them.
Sweet.
So,
I need to give that game another chance at some point soon.
I think I also maybe give it way too much praise because it's one of the things where it fell into my lap at the perfect time. It was the
Hmm.
first game I got on the Xbox One, so it looked amazing going from 360 to
Right.
that. It was the
Yeah.
first game I played at like a midnight pre-order release digitally, being able to just jump straight in, and it's everything that could have gone well for that game in my
Right.
life at that time. It just did.
Yeah. I mean, we've talked about that before on the channel, but just that idea of time and place, man. There can be the greatest game in the world. Like, honestly, kind of crazy to talk about it. Mass Effect, playing it this time, I was like, it, there were certain things that annoyed me more about Mass Effect 1 playing through it this time. This is like my fifth time playing it, than it's ever annoyed me in my life. It's like, huh, what is that? What's that about? That's weird. But let's see. Gollum, I see you, man, out there
Jesus.
playing the goat Gollum, hour and 16 minutes.
Even gave it a 1.5. What were you
Ah,
thinking? Dropped to one.
let's see. Fallout 4. Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a nice 100% right there.
Yeah, that took way too much time. Two achievements in particular, this reaching maximum happiness in the settlement from the base list. And then was the new core world. This. That was I kid you not, you sit in a shooting gallery at like a obviously it's a like a theme park kind of thing. You're doing that for about 3 hours. Just shoot, collect ticket, shoot, collect it. It's
Jesus.
things you do for achievements.
And
You're
then
an
you
idiot.
got, is that two idle games?
So that's an idle game and that's a shoot 'em up.
Okay.
Um, kind of like a genre that I actually enjoy, but don't really dip into, surprisingly. And
Same.
it's one of them things where I saw it on. I remember seeing it on sale so I played it in 2021, so it would have been whenever that was on sale. Picked up, didn't realize it was an easy game either, and that's always like a nice little thing to like realize. You're like, oh, nice
Yeah.
stacking gamer score. Because I was like, I could go for like a shoot 'em up. Like they look like fun. Because that's my first one I ever tried in 2021. Ended up gelling with it pretty well.
They're fun, man. They're fun,
Yeah.
kind of once again, just like it's not, it's like you talked about earlier. It's not turn your brain off because you do have to use your brain, but once you get into the flow of it, you kind of can turn your brain off.
Yep. Absolutely. And then Plague Tale.
Yeah.
I gave it a five for you because I want to feel that.
You're a real one, my friend. Let's see.
uh,
BG3.
yeah,
Is it safe?
94.
Okay, 94. I thought it said 54. I was like, there's no way that's true.
That's 94. That's all of them combined, though. I don't know
Right.
how. There probably isn't a way of.
Splitting them. I doubt
Yeah.
it.
I did finish it, as you can see. When it has this little flag, it means story completed. So I did finish Baldur's Gate. It just took a very long time.
Let's see. Let's see.
I was kind of glad that you brought up Dragon Quest.
Mm.
I don't like them. I love JRPGs and stuff. I just can't. Like, my friend really loves Dragon Quest. It's one of
Yeah.
her like favorite IPs ever, and she screams it from like the top of the rooftop. Just can't get on with them. I just don't understand why they're so beloved.
I kind of feel you. I couldn't really get on with the 3 HD 2D remake either, but hey,
So,
different
and
strokes
I
for
gave it
different
a
folks.
chance. It's not
Oh
like I
yeah, you
dipped in
did.
and out. I gave it
14
15 hours.
hours. Let's see. Oh, nice. Is that Mage and what's the name of that
Major
game?
monsters.
Mage and Monsters.
Did you want me to hold on? Is there a way of like zooming in? Do you know like the
Uh,
shortcut for that?
I have no idea. I mean, I can mostly see it fine. I'm also being lazy as hell and like laid
Oh,
800
okay.
feet back in my damn chair.
Um, are you familiar with like the term auto battler?
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep.
So it's kind of like that. Um, so you'll start with like it will say like pick between 1 and 3 units, and then you'll pit them against an enemy. And if you win the round, it'll give you a bunch of money, and it's like right now buy a bunch of units. And you basically it's just learning what units count or what. It's just like a little bit of a straight. It's very simple.
Kind of like Holo Tactics and Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Did you play
Yeah,
that? Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And it's one where you know, I mean, I enjoyed it. People give it 3 stars. It's something where it's like, man, it scratches all the right things for me. And I
Right.
understand that it's not like a perfect game, but I just really enjoyed it.
DD2. Damn, yeah, you boy,
I
you put
wasn't
some
joking.
hours
I
in that thing.
spelunked for hours, man. I wasn't joking. 65 hours and never ended up really interacting with the story.
Well, hey, I don't know if anybody will blame you for that one, man.
And then, yeah, Kingdom Come 2, big old 100 hours there.
105. Oh my God.
Yep.
Dude, and I meant to bring that up earlier where I saw the what's his name talking about it was like 90 hours to get through the main story. It's like, dude, I don't want to do
I don't think it
that.
was not because this is also combining all my playthroughs. It took me 4 attempts to
Oh, hey,
beat this
hold up, Loon,
game.
hold up, Loon, hold up. Hold up. We got like a let's pause for 2 seconds. We got a little bit of a lag and some audio kind of dip in there. Try
Okay.
again.
Is it all good now?
Yep, I think you're good now.
Cool. So the 105 hours is 4 playthroughs split.
Ah, okay.
So it's me dipping in like 10 hours one time and then just forgetting about it and playing something else and then doing it again. It was that fourth attempt. I think it would have ran me about 40 hours, maybe 50 hours.
Oh, dude, wonderful. That ain't bad. You
So
know, my bad. I think they said side content as well, 90 hours for
yeah,
KCD2.
you can see it on here. It should. Yeah. So the base game is 200 hours if you're doing everything.
Everything. Right.
So,
I really hope I click with that game. I hope we come in, you know, February 20th or whatever day we end up recording our February ranking,
mhm.
and I have that like higher than avowed or something where it's just like that is my absolute, somehow I just fall into a groove with it. Which I mean, hey, I fell into a groove last year with Dragon's Dogma 2, and I wasn't really expecting to around February, so maybe February's the month of the unexpected. We shall see.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk, 160 hours.
Yeah. And that was, I believe, because me and Moan talked about it after I did that. The whole 100%, because that was all the DLC as well.
Right.
And yeah, I'd probably still be at like a 4.5. I definitely prefer Deus Ex over it, personally.
Yeah.
I think it's just a little bit too much.
Oh, I see that 5 out of 5 for the true game of the year 2023. Star
Man, I
Wars Jedi
loved it.
Survivor.
Such a
So
good game.
good.
How long is the 100%? Out of curiosity. Halfway there.
Yeah.
I might actually
Yeah.
go do that.
Dude,
Might actually do that.
just so fun to play, man. So fun to play. Let's see. Liza P, you're almost there.
Yeah, that was something I was working on last. So yeah, February of last year. I was working through it and just ended up not doing it. So I think there are two different endings. So I won't unlock that, and I don't know what that is. So three missables of that, and then just collect all the special weapons, which requires you to go into New Game Plus to get that.
Got it.
And
I saw that you also had, yeah, RoboCop
yep,
1000G.
yeah, it's because their Terminator game was very easy. It's 100%, much like this, and because it's basically all of it's story related, and then it's very like minor missables
Hmm.
and stuff.
You didn't love that game as much as I did, right?
Nah, I
Yeah.
don't know what I rated. I rated it 4 probably
Four.
because of the easy 1000G. I was rating it for like the actual game itself. I would probably say 3.
So what is the rating more so based on the achievement hunting part of it, or is it
Um,
like what do people rate it based off of? Rate the games based off
it's
of?
just off of whatever they feel because it mine
Okay.
isn't like a strict either.
Okay.
Um, it's kind of just how I feel at that moment in time when I click on true achievements and I'm going through my list and compiling it and stuff. Yeah, there you go. I
You
played
get Tomb
15
Raider
minutes.
and you gave it a 5?
Yeah, because I enjoyed it, but it's just that
Okay.
thing of like I need to be in the mindset for it. I enjoyed what I played. It
Right.
was a lot of fun,
No
but
way you gave Vampire the Masquerade Swan Song 4.5. That
I
is criminal.
I would have given it 5 if it wasn't buggy.
God, load. It's a disease, my friend. You were bitten.
I love it, man. I love it so damn much.
Damn, 165 hours in Inquisitor
Yeah.
Martyr.
Are you familiar with this? What it is?
You've
Diablo
told me
like?
about it, and yeah, I looked at. Well, I grabbed gameplay for when you've talked about it on the channel, so I've seen gameplay for it, but I've never played it.
Diablo like with like branching stories. You have like control over the narrative.
That's
Really,
appealing to
really
me.
cool. Really cool. It's very janky in many aspects because I believe Neocore made the game. So the
Mm.
team who were behind the Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing. So they've had like outings in the Diablo-like things, and then they landed this game. And man, it's so good, so damn. And this
Oh,
is the
so you
thing.
didn't
Look
end
at
up?
this.
Yeah.
Like, hold on.
Oh wow. Right. Yeah. You've definitely finished it, or
You
at
telling
least
me I
have
beat the
gotten
story
far.
in 1 hour?
Ah. Yeah, that's weird.
Not that good. So that's these do have to be taken with a pinch of salt. So when it's an
Evil
outlier like
Within is
that,
hard as shit too, man. The early parts of the Evil Within are tough, dude.
it's when we were talking about it because I don't think I got to finish my thread on your thing when you was talking about the Evil Within 2.
Oh,
this thing that's stopping me from 100% Evil Within 2 is like the thing that scratches in the back of my head of like I'd want to complete the series when I do stuff like that.
ah, I
The
got you.
Evil Within one, I don't know if you're familiar with how brutal this achievement list is, but you have, where is it? Akumu mode.
Mm,
Um, don't know if it. I think it's like one hit and you're dead. Any form of damage and you're dead.
yeah, fuck that.
And you're talking like you think of all the times in the Evil Within where someone's like nicked you with like a throwing
No.
axe, or you step on like a bear trap, and then it's like not insta dead, and it's just
Ow,
like,
and I was talking about the game being difficult on normal, so I can't even imagine the hell that is.
so it is brutal, man. It is brutal.
Let's see. Oh, you gave the OG Saints Row a 3, my friend? That is a heartbreaker.
Yeah,
That's a
I
heartbreaker.
the very first Saints Row it doesn't do it for me. I think
I
I
feel
speak
you.
about it in. I don't think it's been uploaded yet, so that's probably why that surprises you. When I went through and showed the collection and I landed at S's, and was going through all
Mm.
the Saints Row games. Saints Row One doesn't do anything for me.
Bro, you know Saints Row 1 doesn't have a physical copy on PS3? It's kind of wild.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah. Eh,
Damn.
unless I'm crazy. Let me check. I'm pretty sure.
That's baffling if that's the case.
Because it was a launch exclusive.
Yeah, that doesn't spread. 2006,
Yeah.
1st of September.
No, there's no Saints Row. No.
Man, that's rough.
It's kind of crazy. Like I'm surprised because it's still super cheap on Xbox. So for any of y'all watching it,
Yep.
just in case, if you want to play Saints Row 1 and if you're in the Xbox ecosystem, I'd say probably go ahead and grab that thing, man, because you never know when some big YouTuber is going to make a video about it and talk about, yeah, Saints Row 1, the Xbox exclusives, and say exactly what I just said right there,
And all
but
it
they have
takes, yep.
400,
And all it takes is
yeah,
that one video to take off, and then it becomes that hidden gem thing. That's what
yeah,
was happening with when they
like
announced that
Metal,
360 server closure thing for the store, and then people just flooded YouTube
yeah.
with go out and buy these games, and you saw just things spike.
Or even like 50 Cent Blood in the Sand, a game that was $10 instantly turned into a $200 thing. And yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And I mean, it's not like the YouTuber's fault or anything. They're not intentionally doing that, I don't think. They're just what they want to highlight games that they think are cool. Because you'll even see like a Metal Jesus video from 2013 or whatever, and then the game ends up getting expensive in 2024. It's like, well, I don't think the dude was trying to play a 11 year or a 11-year long game there. But it's if you get something that just takes off 500,000 people see someone say Saints Row 1 never came to PS3 and then they end up picking it up on the 360, then you got a lot of demand and only so much supply. So
Yeah, absolutely.
let's see. The crew.
So,
Oh, go
yep.
ahead. Yeah, yep.
I actually went through and finished it before the servers shut down. Rolled credits on it.
Nice.
Did you ever play this?
No, I don't think so. That's Ubisoft, right?
Just, yeah, it's baffling because it was. I would even go as far like it's kind of Driver San Francisco-esque. Like it had a actual story tied to it, and every other crew game after it is done like, oh, now just build up followers and stuff. This was like a you're an undercover policeman and stuff. You're working with like the FBI. You're hunting your brother's killer,
Oh, so there's a
infiltrating these
story.
gangs and stuff. And it's like you went really hard on this story for an MMO
Damn.
racing game that you've shut down. It's unplayable now.
S-
Cannot
So
boot this
if
game up.
so if I like even if I have a physical copy, I can't play the single player.
You will put it in, it will download it, you'll get to the main menu, and then it will be like there is no server for you to enter,
That
so
feels like
you
it should be
can't play.
illegal.
And that is what people have been hunting them down for, and why they have added an offline patch for the Crew 2 and the Crew Motorsport.
Yeah.
But it happened after this got shut down.
I don't want to keep on going on tangents here because we'll be here all day, but did you know the controversy where the executive said something about players need to get comfortable with not owning their games or whatever from
It
Ubisoft.
was
Have you
Ubisoft, yeah.
seen have you seen the full quote of that?
No.
The media is a really tricky beast, man, because like he was asked a question of like why he doesn't think subscription services are taking off. It had nothing to really do with anything about their games. He
It,
was saying like they asked him or it had nothing to do with anything about their intentions with their games. He
yep.
was saying he was asked like why subscription services haven't taken off yet, and he's like, I think are still people still want to own their games. I don't think people are comfortable with not owning their games yet. Until people are comfortable with owning their games, we'll have this problem or something. And it was
It's the
like it's
it's the
kind
rage
of the
baiting.
opposite. Yeah.
It's the rage baiting. The same thing happened with because that was twisting his words. He technically said them words, but not in the way that you portray it when you're
Right.
doing the news story. The same thing happened to the GTA guy. Did you see where he was like, we it got pulled out of completely out of context of being like, yeah, we're gonna charge players by like the hour to play
Oh,
GTA 6. And he was like,
yeah.
no, that's not what I said at all. What he was basically referring to is that, this is so expensive to make. No other media is like this, and like it's becoming like unsustainable and stuff. And we've
Right.
we've talked about ways of like how can we combat this and that and stuff. And they were like, and you start spitballing stuff and you start thinking like, subscription is like monthly based. Could you like maybe introduce like an hourly and it's kind of the thing where it's like it was said in a room for like half a second and it's never going to get acted upon. But people
Dude,
gripped onto that and blow it out of proportion, saying like GTA 6 is going to charge you $50 an hour to play.
it's so crazy. The same thing's happening with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 right now. They're in the middle of some like light controversy where Daniel Varis, I think his name is, whatever the like head of the company, had to go out on Twitter and issue this statement of like, I won't even go.
They
We'll be here all
posted
day.
it was forum updates. They basically posted a rule listing for their forums because it was outrageously bad when the first game launched. The forums were out of control. So he basically put they I don't know if he personally posted it. The company posted it on their forum, turning around and being like, "This is the rule listing leading up to the release." And
Yeah.
people are like absolutely losing their mind. Oh, you've gone woke. It's just like
Eating the tail of yeah. I it's crazy, man. But dude, Hellboy Web of Weird or whatever the name of that is, was that any good? I thought because it got a physical release. I thought about grabbing it. Bad,
that's
yeah.
rough. It's what was the name of the game? West of Dead? Is that what I'm thinking of? There was a game that's very similar to it that is incredible.
I don't know. I can't think
It
of it.
might have been the same developer. Let me, because it will say their name that they made. Did they make West of? Yeah, West of Dead.
Uh,
So the West of Dead game is very similar. It's basically what it should have been, if I'm
mm,
being honest. This was amazing. This was incredible. Played a lot of it, and that's why I was so hyped for that Hellboy game. Big, big, big fan of Hellboy. Terrible
so
game.
good. Oh, you played 85 hours of the original DD. You're good. I just saw it whenever it
Yep,
was fleeting.
85 hours.
86.
I did a bunch of achievements. I was working my way through trying 100% it and ended up just running out of time before Dragon's Dogma 2 came out. But a lot of it is it's very missable,
Yeah.
like this. You wouldn't think side quests would be missable, but
Mm.
you have like in the very beginning of the game, you're going to like the capital and stuff, and if you don't do a specific side quest, it goes forever. And
Dude, I
it's
think
just
I'm gonna
like
have to pick up that old Monster Hunter. Just dive in, see if I click with it. Just thinking about Dragon's Dogma right now, I'm like kind of back in the mood for another one of those monster chasing, kill a bunch of shit with a cool weapon style game. Oh, you played a little bit of the finals. I've heard people rave about that. I mean,
21
obviously,
minutes. I played
yeah.
one match.
I don't know anybody personally who's like played it at all though. So,
Yeah, it's not really my thing. Didn't really enjoy it.
oh damn, you played a
Obviously,
lot of Outriders.
yeah, love it. Absolutely love the game. Free achievements, not free. Four achievements, sorry, away from 100% in it.
What is dead ground? 34 minutes to get a thousand or 2,000.
It's like a tower defense game,
I got you.
I believe. And it was kind of that
Nice.
thing of like, again, not knowing that it's an easy thousand. It's just scrolling through what's on like deep, deep sound, like, ooh, a tower defense, because I love tower defense games. As you saw with
Yeah.
like balloons and stuff, we don't get enough of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hell yeah. And I was like, oh, it's already over. That sucks. So
Have
played
you haven't played through the original MGS games, have you?
so
Metal Gear
that is
Solid.
the original Metal Gear. I
Right.
did 2 hours into it.
Just
And
old
it's
controls.
just I struggle, yeah. I
Yeah,
just
I feel
struggle
you.
with trying to enjoy it.
That wasn't your era, man. And like that's something that people fail to because if I put out my top 100 games of all time list, you're not going to see many NES or SNES. That's not my era. You know what I mean? And like I understand how great Mario whatever is, but like it's not my era.
Yep. I'm right there with like the tank-based stuff. It's just so
Exactly.
difficult for me to enjoy.
That's one of my biggest regrets right there. Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning. I
Did
don't
you
know
never play it?
why I played it. I played like 3 hours of it and really enjoyed it. And then for whatever reason, never went back to it.
Yeah, it's one of them. It's a game that was flawed in many aspects, but was really cool at the same time. It kind of is very like Darksiders 2 in feeling.
Mm.
If you've ever played that,
I haven't played any of those games, the Darksiders games.
they're so good, so good. Add them to your backlog.
Oh, well, I own them. I need to check
But
them out.
yeah, it's fun. I don't think I ever beat it. So that's 12 hours and not, I don't think that's even close to beating the game. There's so much content in it. I think that's also what
There
turned
is.
people off. There's so much content. So I'm sorry,
But
man.
Sifu. So
Only
what
one
was the
hour.
thing there? Just wasn't the right time.
Um, I think I wanted something like a lot more laid back after doing Darksiders because this
Mm.
was Darksiders on the 27th of September is when I rolled credits on it. And it's an older game. It was so frustrating, some of them parts. So when I booted up Seafood and was like, I don't really want to like bash my head against the wall again, man. I need something like so much more laid back. And then I went and did Rebel Galaxy and then played some pool and then did Sayonara Wild Hearts.
Oh damn, you got Pure Pool as well. I played Pure Pool like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 8 hours. Me and a friend used to co-op it.
That's
Just like
dope.
PvP each other.
I wonder
Like
if you would
fun.
like Sifu if you got into it. Is that like a pace of game that you don't really vibe with? Because I know you said something about Sekiro being like not quite your speed
Well,
per
Sifu
se.
isn't like a Souls like, so I'd probably
Right.
vibe with it. The thing that I don't like about Sekiro is that it has so many crossovers with it being a Souls like, but it doesn't let me
Ah,
make a build, which is my
right,
biggest
right.
problem with trying to enjoy it.
And you
So
actually
it's
kind of can make a build in Sifu. You don't
yep.
necessarily get to pick weapons per se, but like you can kind of go in and find the ability set that works for you and stuff. And
Yeah, and I won't give it like complete a dogging for Sekiro. There are things that you can unlock, but it's so limited when you're stacking it up against because it is from FromSoft is why I
right.
also judge it so harshly because I know what you're capable of. So it's just not for me. Beat Evil West, good
Yeah,
game.
man. 13 or 12 hours. 72 hours in old Like a Dragon.
Yep, lots of grinding.
I mean, we're making pretty good time here. I think we might be able to get through uh all the way to 2020 because we
Oh, yeah.
stopped mine off at 2020, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
I mean, we're in 2023. How long have we been going?
Hour and 20 minutes, but we can run through until we get to
Cool.
2020. No problem. Because we're almost at the end of 2023, about to be
Yep.
into 2022. Let's see what we got here. Artful Escape, that was your jam, wasn't it?
Yeah, I love that game so much.
So good.
Absolutely loved it. Well, it's like a Vampire Survivors like Remedium Sentinels, just with
Hmm.
steampunk robots. 40 hours
Let's
in Remnant.
Did you play that when it hit Game Pass, or did you buy it day
Yeah,
one?
we three person, like we four person co-opted it. It's only a three person game, but we were basically swapping out that third person every now and then.
What happened there with the Arkham games? Was you is this, you've played those
That's
before.
crazy. Yeah, I've finished them. Look,
Oh,
22
what the
achievements,
hell?
17. I did all them back to back.
I gotta quit looking at the okay.
No,
The
obviously for some it does, line up like the Persona
right.
and stuff. Sometimes it just doesn't track. But yeah, I beat all them.
It
Did
feels
all.
like when I see the high numbers, like those are kind of the ones my eyes are drawn to, where it's like I
Yeah.
want to talk about those.
Yeah. Yeah, I beat all them. Beat them back to back
Yeah.
because it was something where I'd never beaten Arkham Asylum. I'd played it, never
Oh
beat it.
wow.
I loved Arkham City, but only did about half of it, never beat it. And then I never beat Arkham Knight. And I was like, look, man, you love Batman. What are you doing?
Yeah.
How can you say you love Batman and you've not beat any of the Batman games? What is wrong with you? So that
I
was
got into,
just back to back.
I got into a big Arkham kick or a big Batman kick this year after playing Origins, and then I went to Telltale and I thought about jumping straight into City and yeah. Let's see.
Heavily underrated game.
Ah, dude, so what's the deal? Is Limp Bizkit in there? Is there a Limp Bizkit song in there?
What, in Stranger of Paradise?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Okay. I don't know if
I'm,
that, dude.
I'm weirded out that that's what you're drawn to. What's the story
I
behind
think
that?
I might have got, man. I might have got by the internet because I saw something pop up on the internet where there was a Limp Bizkit song, and it was Strangers of Paradise, like gameplay of Strangers of Paradise with Limp Bizkit like overlaid, and I'm like, dude, if you're telling me Limp Bizkit is any way, shape, or form in this game, I have to play it. That is unbelievably funny. But I think I might have got by the internet. I get got by the internet a good bit. I can't lie.
I don't know. This is it's like a Neo-esque game
Yeah.
from Team Ninja. Absolutely loved it. It got shit on so much because of it having that Final Fantasy name.
Yep.
And it's like anytime they try something different, they get torn to shreds. But I
Yeah.
loved it. Absolutely loved it. Nothing really interesting there. Code Vein.
Oh
I'm
wow.
sorry.
That's a
Before we jump into that, I'm sorry. I don't know what it is. I just can't jive with Judgment, man.
There are some like annoying detective elements and stuff that aren't in the
I
like
just
the
don't find
trailing and all
him
that.
as an interesting character either.
Oh
Because I've
wow.
connected so deeply with Kiryu,
Yeah.
and you've
Yagami's
given me.
detective agency, man. Don't sleep on him.
But it's some. I will go through. I will roll credits on both them games. I have to.
Have you started Lost Judgment yet?
No, haven't touched it.
Judgment is good. Lost Judgment is like God tier, dude. It's so good.
Yep. But Code
Um,
Vein, that was fun. Souls like.
that's
Um, Played it with a friend. We both 100% it.
that's a big one.
Um,
Oh damn, you played Wild Hearts. I mean,
yeah, only
obviously,
38
yeah.
minutes.
I wanted to
It
play
was
that.
on a deep, 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 deep sale at some point whenever I picked it up, and I was like, yeah, go on in for like $5 equivalent. I was like, I'll give it a go. It's a weird game. It's like Monster Hunter, but it has some weird stuff going on. So maybe I'll get back to it, but no promises.
I'm gonna stand up for a second here. My
Yeah,
damn
I had to
back.
do that
My
before you hopped on. I was doing like stretches and stuff. We've been
s- I guess for a little
recording.
background info for the people that don't know, we've recorded like 4.5 hours straight or so at this point, something like that, 4 hours. So we're a little bit
Oh, that's 6 hours. We've been doing it.
6 hours?
6 hours in total.
Oh my God. Jesus,
From
no
when we did with
wonder.
Jeffrey to the other thing that we did to now this.
Yeah,
Because we
okay.
started at
No
like
wonder.
5:30 my time. It's 11:30 now.
Yeah, that makes sense why my back feels like it's about to
Yep.
fucking
I feel like
break
I got
into
a
a
kink
million
in mine.
pieces.
But I can't move mine up. I just have to bear with it.
Dude, if you wanna pause after where do we we're in 2022. I mean, we might as well
Yeah,
power
we'll
through.
just power through it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Grim Dawn, incredible, incredible Diablo-like. Yeah, so there you go. Once Hunter World, it's only 30 hours to basically roll credits. Maybe a little bit less, 25.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Um, then we have all the Yakuza games. And then, oh, our first game we ever played together, the GOAT.
That is so funny. I mean, that's why we actually started chatting on the old Xbox thing was because we were about to jump into Redfall together. And oh boy, that is hey man, at least we started collaborating on content because of Redfall technically.
Thanks, Arcane. At least something became of it.
Let's
Uh,
see.
yeah, Atomic
Atomic
Heart, love
Heart.
it. I love it. Four and a
Oof.
half.
Oof.
Did you ever
That's
finish it?
God, yeah, it was awful.
Ah, I love it. What did you
I
hate about it
know.
though? Was it the performance issues or was it the game
Yeah,
itself?
I played it way too soon. I shouldn't have played it right when it came out.
Because it, just for context, it released in the January, right? Or the
Hmm.
February? The February. And I
Early,
played it
early.
in May.
That makes
So I
sense.
had a bunch of months of like patches. When I got round to it, there was maybe two hitches of performance issues. The rest was like buttery smooth.
I showed it in my in a video I did where I was reviewing it or whatever, where I actually couldn't progress. Like it had totally blocked me off of any progression. And then I waited like a week or two and came back to it. And you know, that game's kind of hard, man.
Yeah.
Like coming back to it after a couple weeks, I'm forgetting some stuff and yeah, it was not a pleasant experience.
Yep. Absolutely.
But the vibes are so strong.
Crispy critters. This is his cool
Oh,
catchphrase that they
right,
kept
right,
pushing.
right. Dude, are you gonna play that new Citizen Sleeper coming out on Game Pass? I think we're both in the same boat with the first one. Not really our thing, but
I heard it was good because they were talking about, oh, it's like Disco Elysium kind of thing.
hmm.
I play like, as you can see, 40 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. Maybe it didn't track fully. It's probably about an hour. And I was like, all right.
Yeah, I felt the
It's
same.
not like, it's not amazing.
Because I heard that same thing, like Disco Elysium comparisons, and I was like, on what planet? But hey, I didn't give it enough time. So,
Yeah, I might jump back into it.
oh damn, you played the shit out of Star Wars Squadrons, dude. 12
Yeah, I did,
hours?
actually, because I was, did you beat this as well?
I didn't know.
I can't
Played like
remember
two,
if it
three
had
hours.
two, do you remember if it had two careers or if it was just one?
Oh, dude, I that's been so long. I played it when it launched in like 2020. I don't remember at all.
Because that is a long time, Jesus Christ. I think it was a fairly long game though overall.
Yeah, I played maybe the first 4 hours, something like that, and I was like, dude, this is really fun, and for whatever reason, just never went back to it.
Yeah, so I did roll credits on that. Man,
Let's
really
see.
wish this wasn't so buggy. I need to go back and check. I know it got server closured, but it's like a Diablo like,
Hmm.
and it just ran like shit on Xbox. It just didn't function. Like textures completely like not loading,
Jesus Christ.
crashes, and just audio things of like, do you know when we was talking to you earlier about when your mic messed up and it turned into like a robot?
Yeah,
It was like
robot.
that in the game, and you told me you shipped this in that state. That's mad.
That is crazy. What is it? BioShock? Or oh,
No,
Resident
freaking
Evil.
City of Lost Stars.
Oh my God. What's
That
the
shows
reasoning
the
behind that one?
that shows the power of when you have a co-op partner that you love and you are having a blast playing a crap game. We had a lot of fun just joking constantly. That's all
Yeah.
it was. It was
It's
it's a rough game.
I talked about that when I did my ranking for the end of the year with College Football 25, where it was like, dude, I love this game. I love playing this game, but a big part of why I love playing it is because I play with buddies. Like I couldn't rank it ultra high in the grand scheme of things because it's like it's not college football is barren in so many ways that it shouldn't be.
Absolutely.
As Dusk Falls, the GOAT,
Such a good game. That's falls entirely upon your recommendation. You sang its
dude, it's so
praises
good.
like for so long, and I was like, do you know what? I just need to. You're saying it so many times, it has to be good when it's like that. And we usually align 9 times out of 10. Every now and then, you tell
Yep.
me about a Plague Tale esque game, and I'm like, you crazy man. But most of the time, we align.
Yeah. Um, Resident Evil 4, the GOAT, Persona 3, or yeah, Persona
Yeah,
3
Persona 3
Portable.
Portable. Yep, 70
Oh, so
hours.
that's why you were skipping some cutscenes. I get you. I get you.
Yeah, because I put all the time into that. So you can tell I did play the game technically, but when it's basically rehashing crap that I knew I didn't care for, I was just like, ugh.
Damn, you played the shit out of MechWarrior 5.
Yep, 100% it. Absolutely loved it. I love the MechWarrior games because we didn't touch upon it, but a few pages back was Armored Core, Fires of
Hmm.
Rubicon. I can't gel with fast mech games. They're just not my thing. This,
Hmm.
when they feel like tanks, they're slow, lumbering, and methodical. That's my jam. Love it.
Elix,
Yep.
60 plus hours.
Yep. Need to go back 100% that at some point, but that will be for a problem for future me.
Grid Legends, you put me on that one recently. So good.
Such a
Such a
good
fun
game.
story.
Such a good. I love. I don't know why people gave like Need for Speed shit back in the day for like the live action
Yeah, no.
cutscenes and stuff. Yeah, they're cheesy, but like, dude, it's a racing game. What are you expecting? Like, it has a bit of it kind of feels almost like a Fast and Furious. Like, you're not meant to take the thing seriously. Just
Exactly.
enjoy yourself. Lean
Well,
into
and
the
like
campiness.
the story was actually kind of good in Grid. I mean, it was actually somewhat compelling on even more than just a dumb fun racing thing. Like there was actually some interesting characters and shit. Beyond Steel Sky, dude, I did not like that at all. It was horrendous, man. I could not get into it.
Yep, I hated it. Couldn't get into it. I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
Don't know what
Pixel
Pixel Gladiator
Gladiator. I mean, 2 hour 1000.
might have been a tower defense. Not entirely sure.
I think I'm going to be running into those this year as well. Just like checking the new games release and the smaller indies that I like we talked about with the Fool's Pub or whatever, where it's just yeah, no, probably not going to stick with me in my memory, but some easy trophies possibly.
Yep.
But not like intentionally. Like I'm not going to seek out the game where you press X and get a platinum. I have no interest in that shit. Um, Andromeda 75 hours. Jeepers creepers, man.
Yep. So something that I don't think I've ever mentioned this. Really, really big into BioWare multiplayer.
Oh wow, yeah, I don't think you have mentioned that.
Played a shit ton of Mass Effect 3's multiplayer. It's just a horde based like game mode, like survival waves and stuff. And it's the same in Andromeda. Played the hell out of it. Obviously, I beat the game as well. But what's upping that hours is that I even loved it in because Inquisition had it as well, which a lot of people don't remember and know about. It's just something that I just enjoy. I love the way that they do that kind of thing.
Let's see. Sniper. I didn't know you were a big sniper fella.
Yeah. Yep. Sniping games my thing. Whenever we would play Battlefield back in the day, would always be recon. Very, very good with snipers. Very good in Warzone when we played Warzone and stuff. Very good with it in Siege, playing Glass.
Nice.
So 100%
Shit, yeah.
big card game fan, as I've said many, many times. So I think I've only not 100% two Magic games. I've done all the rest of them. I don't know how many there are. Let's have a quick peek. It's the series. So 91% of the series.
Damn.
And that's six games.
Shit, yeah.
So, um, the Risen re-release only dumped 38 minutes into it. 5 stars.
5 stars. The Eurojack, it'll get you.
Yep. I will go back to it. They did polish up a few things and fix things. It was good. Uh, Kind of surprised
Witcher
they don't
3.
track time on this. Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Have you heard of this strategy game?
Yeah. Yeah.
Very unique, very weird, and I don't know why it's not tracked time when I've played that, but I loved it. I don't know how much. Obviously, I don't know how long I put into it, but I did a bunch of stuff, and I've said it time and time again. I think we see like Japanese history get constantly touched on in games and stuff, even though they turn around and go, "Oh, we don't have enough of it." Like we don't really, other than Dynasty Warriors, you don't get any like Chinese mythology. You're starting to see that come out now. In the past few years, you had Wolong touching on it, and now we've had Wukong.
Yeah.
Really
I mean,
hope that they go back to this series and do another one.
and obviously the best representation of Chinese mythology of all time is sleeping dogs, of course.
There you go. Give us Sleeping Dogs too. That's all you need to do.
I think the team that made that was like totally westernized. I don't think that actually I don't know. It was under sleep it
On the
was under
Square Enix.
Square, but I think that was at the time whenever they were also trying to get into the Western market a little bit more as
Yeah.
well. So
Only
let's see.
gave the Saints Row reboot an hour and 40 minutes. Didn't
Hmm.
I even listed it. I did play it on the trial, never bought it until
Yeah.
it like absolutely plummeted in price. And they were giving it away for pennies.
Might not be a bad one to grab physically. Like I could see that in some weird way. Like maybe it didn't have a large. I don't know. It probably got printed a good bit. Let's see.
You ever heard of Bad North?
I don't think so.
It was a Game Pass game, and also I believe a Games with Gold when they did that as like a thing. And it's
Hmm.
kind of like a Viking setting, and you're defending your island from like raiders and stuff.
Okay.
And it's like a grid-based thing, so it's like a strategy game. And it was 100%. It had a rough final achievement though for killing 15,000 enemies because
Oh
you're
boy.
they're spawning like 20 enemies each time. And what was rough is that it would track and track and track, and then it would stop tracking. So you'd have to restart a campaign, and then it would track and track and track. And because obviously the earlier you restart, the less enemies it spawns.
Hmm.
So it just, yeah, it was a very, very grueling process.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't. That name does not ring a bell for me whatsoever.
I kind of like when I find something that's kind of unknown that I
Right.
enjoy.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I like doing. 100% in them.
Let's see. Weird West. That's one that we both didn't put a ton of time into, but I dug what I played as well.
Yep. So
Callisto. Oh, I remember that. Yep, you told me 100% of that. So you've 100% in pretty much all of the football managers.
yeah, they did a bunch before, so I've not like done the series. They did 2006, 7, 8, and then they stopped releasing it on consoles, and then they gave Windows support from 2019 onwards. So obviously didn't have a PC then, didn't have a PC then, didn't have a PC then. Finally got a
Right.
PC. So I'm never going to be able to get these because they delist them.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm fairly certain. Let me click on it. Yep, remove from the store. So we'll
That's
never have
crazy.
100%, but moving forward, I will. They will not rob me of that. Um, yeah, nothing really interesting for these. Serious Sam's kind of fun. You've not played that before?
Yeah, yeah. That's like the cartoony third person shooter, first person shooter. Third
Yeah, just summoning like it's first person. I think you
first
can
person.
also play it in third person. It's a PC original game, and then it was ported to consoles and stuff. So it has like
Yeah.
a menu that you can modify and stuff.
I don't know
It's
if I
just
have
like
played those.
10,000 enemies get spawned in like an arena, and it's Doom-esque like madness.
I know I've seen it, but I don't know if I've actually ever played it myself.
Yep. Quite a few 100% here.
That is a
Some
lot.
some not too impressive. These two aren't all that impressive. Ravenous Devils, did you ever play this?
I don't think so.
So this was a 2D side scrolling game where you had a like a tailor shop and a pub at the same time.
And
And
you're
the pub
managing it?
and you're managing it, but it's like Sweeney Todd.
Huh.
So when they come in to like get their haircut or get their stuff like tailored, you can be like, all right, that's meat for the pies, let's go. And that is a very dark game.
That is crazy.
And it has a cool little like it's not like incredible narrative, but it has like little tiny bits of narrative and stuff.
Sounds kind of like a dark Dave the Diver or something.
Yeah. And it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Doesn't take all that long either to beat 6 to 8 hours. Very cheap as well. Let me quickly £4. So $5.
Damn. Yeah, that ain't bad at all.
Reverse.
Good God. But once again, if you got a fun group, a co-op team, you
Yeah.
can make anything into something.
Unironically, I enjoyed it. I played that
I've
solo for a lot of it. Um, if it wasn't peer to peer, I probably would still play that game. It's just
if
one of them things where it's a multiplayer game that just scratches all the right itches. It was fun. It just was a laggy 90% of the time because it whoever joined the match first, it never did the smart thing where it's like, yeah, give the person with the best connection the host.
right.
It was just whoever first come, first go. And it was just, yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Huber from Easy Allies was like a big champion of that game actually being really, really good.
Yep.
And people always gave him shit for it. He's like, no, I'm telling you it's good, but nobody
No,
ever played it, so no one knows.
it was really incredible. It had all of like the cast from Resident Evil as players, like as
Yeah.
classes. And then the more you would get kills, you would then turn into the villains of Resident Evil's power-ups. So like Jack Baker was like the lowest, one of the lower ones, and then you could go all the way up to like Nemesis and stuff.
Hmm.
Really fun.
Let's see. 38 hours into Mankind Divided.
Yep.
Helix 2, 100%.
That's why I need to get that first one done. Um,
Another F1 manager, 100%.
yeah, you'll see that a lot. And then just a bunch of dabbled games. Hmm.
Yeah. Dude, we are almost out of 2022, halfway through 2022. And then we go to 2021, then we cut, right?
Yeah, we'll get to 2021. We won't push to
Perfect.
2020 because this is low enough.
We didn't do 2020 on mine either, did we?
Oh, did we not?
I don't think so. I
Okay.
think we'd cut at the same spot for both of us, which would be
Okay.
perfect.
Cool, cool, cool. And then I'll just like I did for yours, I just did like because you're not going to go back to Astro's Playroom, I very doubt. And that was just a game I picked out to basically pick up from where we left off on your list
Okay, yeah, fine.
as like a
Yeah, totally.
bookmarking reference. And I'll pick
Totally,
a
totally.
game from my
Yeah.
list as well.
And we could probably
Um,
do the next two, combine them together and just like schedule it as one recording. That way we're not coming
mhm.
off of another one and, 6 hours into it. Because if we'd sat down here for just one recording for a 4 hour thing, that wouldn't be much of a problem or 3 hours, whatever.
It's all a learning process
Absolutely.
and
I like
finding.
Thymesia a good bit, dude.
I played more than 32 minutes again, so that's a lie. I didn't beat the game, but
Right.
I
That's
did
one of the only
stuff.
Souls games that I actually clicked with a good bit. It was so fast.
Yep. So
Greedfall to go.
Vigor,
Oh, my bad. No.
Vigor's just I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's kind of like Stalker but online,
I don't think
and it's
so.
an extraction shooter. So it drops you
Hmm.
into I believe it's Sweden. So all the maps are set in Sweden and stuff, or Norway. It's one of the two,
Interesting.
and you're just basically building up your base and stuff. And then Tainted Grail Conquest is King Arthur esque setting, but I don't know if you're familiar with the Weird, is what they call it, WYRD or whatever it is, where
I
it's
don't
like
think so.
the in Arthurian legend and stuff, you have like the dark mystic cult stuff of it, like the pagans and their gods. Because you have like the Christian gods, which is what Arthur was part of, and then the opposite were the barbarians, basically, of the land. And that's kind of what this game flirts with. You have Arthur came to the land and tainted it and stuff, doing stuff. And it's sort of like psychological horror mixing
Oh,
in with a
nice.
card-based roguelike.
Shit, yeah. 25 hours. Not too bad for the 100%.
Yeah. Complete meme.
Yeah,
If you know, you know. If not, no worries.
I don't think I know anything about it.
Yeah, such a stupid game.
What
Um, didn't really
games?
jive with Dying Light 2.
I enjoyed it a good deal, but I'm kind of a sucker for that whole formula.
Did you roll credits on it?
Yeah. Finished Dying Light 1 and 2. Love
Yeah,
both of
I
them.
loved one. Just couldn't click. I think it's something where I need to be in the right mood for that.
It's a lot. It's much more than the first game for sure, and I don't know if it necessarily needed to be.
Yep. Hellpoint, Souls-like. I think I've mentioned this a few times on your channel. It's the one where it's a sci-fi Souls-like. So you're stuck on this space station, and it's not a day-night cycle, it's a black hole cycle. So as the station's rotating constantly around this black hole, it alters the environment and stuff like that. It spawns different enemies at different times and stuff. And there's a lot of like puzzle solving elements mixed in with the Souls-like. I absolutely loved it.
Dang, 80 hours.
Yep.
And you said it's single player entirely?
I beat it the first time single player. It has you can co-op the whole game,
Oh wow, nice.
so tons of fun. Uh, 72 hours in Fallout 76. Can't say I didn't give that a chance. Really tried to love it. And your favorite game of all time?
Dolman, you put a little bit more time than I did, I think.
Yep. Because I wasn't going in with the impression that it was a Dead Space game. I
Jesus,
knew it was a
bro.
crappy Souls-like. And yeah, I enjoyed it. It's fine. I'll probably maybe go back one day and push through it. And there we have it. What I was talking about.
Oh yeah, 624 hours. The Binding of Isaac.
So I did 100% it, and then they released the DLC, which robbed me of that 100%
Oh,
repentance. And that DLC has 7 achievements, and it requires 200 hours
oh
for them.
my God.
It is brutal, and I've just not. I won't lie. I love, love, love Isaac so damn much. I don't have it in me right now. Maybe in the
Yeah,
future, but that's a lot of time, man.
200 hours is a lot of time. That you got to save that for like a ultra light year.
Yep. Which doesn't feel that's ever gonna happen ever again.
Definitely not 2025. Definitely not February. No doubt not February. Some
Oh,
more sniper in
Kingmaker,
there.
81 hours. Jesus Christ.
Sheesh.
Yep, I really love them.
Yeah.
Love, love, love it.
Oh,
Mafia
damn
2,
you.
40 hours.
40 hours. What the hell did you do in Mafia 2 for 40 hours?
Everything. I was going for the 100%. Did all the DLCs. I did it on the hardest difficulty,
I didn't even
right?
know there was DLC.
Hard. Yeah, you have the base game. It's gonna mix it in, isn't it? Oh no, it didn't. So you have Jimmy's Vendetta, which is like a points-based destruction mode. So there's not really much story. And then you had the Joe DLC. You played as Joe while Vito was in prison.
No way.
Yep.
Oh, dude, I had no idea about that. That's kind of sick.
That's why it's called Joe's Adventures. And you had all these, and it's like a fully proper. It's not like half-assed. Fully
Like a
like
legit story.
legit story.
Damn, I'm gonna have to go check that out.
Played Ninja Gaiden 1 for 1 hour and was like, nope, nope, thank you.
Rico, I picked up Rico as well. First person shooter.
Yeah. Me and a friend were co-oping it. It's rough.
Yeah, I
It's
never played it.
it's okay. It's fun to like dive in. Like we did 4 hours of it in one night, and then it was just like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Monster Train's a lot of fun. It's like a card-based roguelike thing. Has like levels and stuff. So nothing too complicated there. Fairly easy. It was a Game Pass game.
Yakuza
25 hours for
4,
Yakuza 4. Jesus
25.
Christ.
I wish that those, if all of them were like 10 hours, I'd be through all of them at this point. Those 20 hours, 20 plus hours, it's tough. Tough, tough.
These two drag, well, four less, but three was such a drag. Even though
Yeah.
it's like 17 hours, it was so meh in so many of its aspects.
Should Obalite the goat. Oh, you 100% of that. I didn't know you
Yep,
100% of that.
yep.
Game's so good.
So damn good. Dragon Age Inquisition, 70 hours.
I'm kind of shocked that you only have 70 hours. I thought it'd be more than that.
You got to remember
Oh, got it.
this is the Xbox One version.
You played it on 360 as well.
I played the 360 version all the way up to probably like maybe halfway, 3/4 of the way through the game, and then I transitioned to that next generation, and then I'd start all
That,
over again. So that would probably be another like 50 hours on top of that, 40 hours.
that makes sense.
26 hours in Metro. Love Metro. It's so damn good.
I I'm like 30% of the way, 40% of the way through 2033. I need to finish it.
It's the series I prefer over Stalker. Just does it for me. This is like I feel bad I've not put more time into this. Frogware's Sherlock Holmes chapter 1.
Yeah.
Need to get back to that. Um, Anything that's 152 hours in Forza 6.
I see you I just booted up the Godfather 2 as well
Yeah,
recently.
I'm really annoyed because I 100% it, did everything, loved it, and I was like, yeah, man, I loved like The Godfather 1. Let's go. And then you find out it had DLC
Oh, it's not accessible anymore.
and you can't buy it. And it wasn't even just the fact that they pulled it, you couldn't buy it even before the store closure. This was like pulled years ago off the market.
What the hell?
So it's just like, man, that sucks.
Yeah.
You'll find so many of these esque games.
Just from co-op.
It's not even just co-op, like it's just me checking out like a multiplayer game and being like, oh, that's a doable list. It's a little bit grindy. You actually helped the tedious of this. I think this was 100 matches. I just had your videos playing in the background.
Ah,
I was
long
just
ass
like, it was
videos.
like backlogged videos, and I was like, I'm just gonna listen to them back in 2022. And you helped make that a bearable fucking game.
You're a real one. You probably got me monetized for from doing that shit. Enough hours watched just from that alone. Let's see.
Um, that's probably a criminal thing. That is actually accurate. I need to go back and finish Octopath.
Yeah, I
It's
know
just
people love it.
brutal difficulty spikes in that game.
Uh, all right, dude. I think we're about at the final countdown. We're in January of 22.
Yeah. Does this go? Yeah, 2020. We'll save it for this. Or did you want to? No, we'll save it. We'll
Save
go
what?
from. I said we won't do this page. We'll pick it up from this page. I'll write
Why not?
down page 18. Or did you want to knock this
Yeah,
page out?
let's yeah, we can well, I mean, it's up to you if you're you want to we what time is it on your time? It's like
We'll
midnight.
knock out. We can do this in 10 minutes, and that'll be midnight,
Okay, perfect.
and then I can hop off.
Perfect.
Also a thing that a lot of people don't realize. So that's true achievements. I don't think PlayStation ever did this. They had achievements for apps,
Oh wow.
Xbox, for a while, and then they obviously pulled that. There's no gamer score tied to them. None of them had that. But it's just
Oh,
like that thing of just
popping it.
it's just the Xbox One in its entirety was just a mess of identities, not knowing what the hell they wanted to do. So and yeah, Binding of Isaac, Repentance, another 104 hours. So
God,
700
dog.
hours in total. Do you ever play this?
I haven't.
Really, really good game. I'm not a League of Legends like fan.
I'm
I have
not
no
either.
interest in it whatsoever. This game is incredible.
What is it exactly? Is it a
It's so it's a turn-based RPG, but because it's a MOBA that the game is like built off of on its origins, like League of Legends is a MOBA. You have lanes in MOBA, is what they're called. So on the maps and stuff, and you designate like character things. So how it works is you have three different lanes that you can designate your characters, and when you're doing different actions, that shows like how fast that they'll interact with it. It's like a really interesting spin on it, and
nice
the story itself is actually pretty cool. Cool little game.
car demolition?
It's a clicker game.
Oh, clicker. Yeah. Okay. I got you. I got 55 hours.
Yeah, that's
Sheesh.
just me booting that up and sitting and like shooting the shit with people online, just chatting in a party. Um, yeah, Dying Light. There you go. So I did finish Dying Light one,
Oh,
34
34
hours.
hours. Yeah. Real time into it.
So I enjoyed that one. Not so much the sequel. Adam RPG is good. Let's go back and finish that. It's like a inspired by the original Fallout's. So very brutal, but yeah,
More clicker.
more clickers,
Lower the click.
unfortunately. Yeah. Um, but like, I'm glad this is the final one that like something like that wasn't the final on the page. Dude, Resident Evil Revelations.
Really
Both
good.
of them entries were so underrated.
Yep.
Like,
That final boss in Revelations 1 is dog shit, but
yep,
it's a great game other than that.
it's a fun game, and also just I don't know. Did you ever dabble in the raid mode? So much fun.
Nah.
But that's probably just for me, like just grinding characters out and like weapons and stuff. It was so much fun. Oof, right. So that was 18 full pages. And it's not technically 50 because what? All right. Let me write. I don't know that. I'll write it down here and continue my tangent for. It's not going to be 54 pages. Don't worry. For some reason, um, we can skip to it now so I can show you. They add anything that's been put into Game Pass.
Oh wow, so you got like probably 30
So
pages.
there's a ton of titles back here, Windows, all of the Yakuza games. I've obviously never booted up, but they add it, and that's something that I really wish they didn't.
Right.
Um, so this is obviously where we'll be picking off next time. Back to all these, and
Perfect.
then it should be a bit quicker picking it up next time, not having to go through like the what the site does and stuff, and then
It won't even matter if it's longer or whatever, just the damn the 6 hours consecutively of recording. It's yeah, my
I
dumbass
think
hasn't
people
ate
could can suss out that we were running low on energy towards the end there. It's like, man,
probably.
there's no enthusiasm for this, and it's not because of the video itself. It's man, we've been doing this for so long. So please forgive
Yeah.
both of us for
Apologies,
that. Yep.
apologies, massive apologies, man. I haven't ate at all today. I'm dying, brother. I'm sorry, my people out there. I should have grabbed a quick snack before we jumped in.
But yeah, that was a blast. We did your opening account and mine, and it's going to be interesting getting in further as well because you forget what
Absolutely.
titles you've played. Because I know I've forgot like some of these titles, and we'll poke them for their interesting stories when we get to them.
Definitely. And
So
whenever we get back to this, we'll be doing just this. This specific thing will be the only recording that we're doing. So
cool.
no worries, my people. We came a little we came a little weak today to this venture, but I promise we're gonna go back and build up our MP points and or HP points, whatever, and we're gonna be ready to go for the next one, guys. I
Yep,
can barely
and
speak.
yep. But thank you so much for joining me. We're decomposing here as it goes on.
Dude,
Um,
I'm so hungry.
but yeah, obviously your channel will be shouted out in the description and stuff. Go over there. I'm over there a lot of the time. Thank you so much for joining me.
Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Goodbye.
See you later, everyone.